Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to the Arts and Wellness Café. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, my name's Amanda and you're in my studio, and it's so good to have you come and join me. I would say that if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, maybe consider doing so before you go away, or look at some more of the videos that I've got on offer. Art journals, process videos, Arts and Wellness Cafe videos. Each week I focus on a particular topic or word, and last week's word was brave. And it was really interesting, the things that came up, especially for me, after I talk about these words, and the things that I then either not necessarily experience, well, yes, experience, or challenges of sorts that I have to deal with. Um, Cole has, I think he saw a bird outside, he's just over there. He saw a bird and he's like looking up at the window. I think it was a bird. The birds are out there fighting. Just on a side note, the hummingbirds fight, the little, let's see, there's a few fighting, there's three fighting now. They kind of chase each other, and when they fly over you, they make this, because they're flying so, their wings are beating so fast, they make this whooshing noise past you. It's really, really magical. It is magical, really, because at the end of the day, I need to supply. Yeah, my eyes are watering a bit. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so the things that come up. So the word for this week, which I started on the podcast, is fantastic. And I say fantastic. Do you not know how fantastic you are? But do you? Do you really understand? And it's, as I said before in the podcast, it's not this. So my hands have got paint on, and then I've got my eyelashes start shedding, and I've got masking tape on my fingers. Anyway, yeah, the word is fantastic, but I really want you to think about, if you've listened to the podcast recording, I hope that you've had time to think about the word, and if you haven't, you can listen to it at any time. Those recordings are independent of this, but as I say, the word is for the week, and so I look at that, look at some of the things that I've been working on, excited about some of the things. I'm just working on a few things at the moment, but I'll show you some of the new things. And I've always got ideas buzzing in my head, and what I do is, as opposed to having a sketchbook, I kind of do a mock-up or a prototype, as it were, or or experiment. I allow myself to experiment, and then we will then decide where we want to take it, or whether, oh, I see what it is. I have to pause you. Okay, so we're back. It was a wasp. We've got a wasp's nest in the, we've got a well, just think I've said to my, got a wasp nest to my right of the house. And yeah, sometimes they come in, and I think what had happened at one point a couple of weeks ago was there was a new queen emerging, and she was taking a whole host of these wasps. There was like all these wasps in the garden, and I'm just like, all I can hear is buzzing. I went out not knowing. I was like, all I can hear is buzzing. Then when I went by the well, there was like all these wasps out, and this is what you get when you pop into the studio. So let me just finish that thought. All these wasp nests out. So I it was after hours, so I sent a message online to, I'm not even going to say their name, but it's the major, um, a major pest controllers, because I don't know whether they gather, like if it was a beehive, they're like, protected because they make the honey or whatever. Um, yes, the wasps um, do, what do you call it, pollinate the flowers, but do they want to kind of get rid of the hive and take them somewhere else? But to this day, so it must be 3 weeks now, to this day, they haven't yet. It's just like, really? I guess you don't need the business then. Anyway, back into the studio where we have to be reminded that we are fantastic. And as I said, it's not in an arrogant way, it is that we recognize, even just being here, the way that our bodies are designed, everything working without us doing anything, being able to talk, process thought, create and do different things. How do you think all of that is going on? Like, you don't have any input into that, but yet still you're here functioning. And when we are reminded of even those small things and the big things, our hearts ticking, our beating, blood's rushing around our veins and sending oxygenated blood to our brains, and the little that you're required to do, kind of nourish, exercise and edify, and edify in the sense, knowledge, keeping learning, the little that you're required to do to then keep this wonderful body going, and the way that we can at times neglect that and feel the consequences. And so when we remember that, the amazing things that are going on in our bodies, and that, yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, I am fantastic, aren't I? I'm fantastic. That you then start acting as if you are, in the sense of then the things that you create as an artist, because it is creatively kind of focused. As an artist, what is it that you are creating? What about the idea that you had last week? Do you remember that idea that you didn't bother to write down and you forgot what it is? And every now and again you get a kind of like a slight memory of it, because it was a good idea, and you get this feeling of, oh well, my gosh, yeah, that was a brilliant idea, wasn't it? But because you didn't write it down, you can't bring that to fruition. Fruition, yeah. And even the dream that you had, do you remember? That you said to yourself, yeah, I was going to write it down again, but you didn't. And now it's gone. And all those dreams that we have, in terms of the goals, the dreams, the ideas that we want to work on, that we're always given some sort of excuse. And I say excuse because there's no reason why you shouldn't. Oh, I'm too tired, but yet you spent 4 hours watching TV, an episode, and you binge watched it. Or I don't have the resources, yet you have a phone, you have a camera of sorts, and you got a computer and simple editing equipment. Or I feel insecure. Why do you feel insecure? Because you're perceiving that somebody out there has got an opinion of you. You don't even know who it is, and yet you're allowing, you don't even know what their opinion is of you, but you've got an opinion of yourself, but you've cast it on to somebody else and reflected it back to yourself. And this opinion is nonsense, and it doesn't speak to who you are. It doesn't speak to the wonderful achievements that you could have. And you've really just got to give yourself a nudge and gentle talking to and reach that inner child that felt that they weren't good enough because those around them at the time were negative. So you need to come back to who you really are. You need to remember, you need to remind yourself, and remembering takes time because you've got to do the work, and doing the work is pulling out your journal and putting something down on paper and just playing. And I'm doing that today. I went and got a composition notebook, and I've been watching a fellow artist, Shemi Dixon, and she does these wonderful spreads, and she uses a composition notebook. And I thought to myself, do you know what? You can sometimes find yourself feeling restricted, and you're making these journals, you're doing these other things, and it feels like there's compartments for things. And what you really want is the cross merging of things. And to some extent you do that, you get that. But I brought the composition notebook and I thought, you know what? So anyway, the film died there. So I brought this composition notebook, and I'm probably just going to show you rather than talk to you, like explain it all and then show you. But just to be freeing. So it's just about being free. You've got supplies, a lot of supplies that you haven't used for a while. Things like collage. I can't tell you the longest time. When the last time I did collage? Anyway, and then other things. And I've got, you've got all these supplies here. And yes, I'm doing quite a bit of textile art at the moment, but I want to just really revisit them, and I'll do that on a daily basis in this journal. And being in this composition book, I'm going to show you in a minute, it just means that I can get everything done. Anyway, so without further ado, let us look in this book and I'll talk through some of the things that I've done. I will be explaining some of the pages in other areas because I'm again doing quite a few little projects here and there. And what I'll probably do is, for those who just want to see the video, I'll kind of separate it as well. Okay, so let's get going. You noticed I look different today, but that's the way it is sometimes. I look different today because I filming it on a different day. Okay, anyway, let's go. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. It's just this is a $5 composition book, and I will I hadn't thought of using one before. I normally make my own journals, and I've been watching a few of my fellow artists videos, Shemi Dixon, and I'll leave a link to her YouTube channel. And she does some really lovely spreads in her composition. Hold on, sorry about that. She does some really brilliant spreads in her composition book, and I wanted to just share what I've done in mine. I like this size journal, and I hadn't been, most of the journals that I'd been using were small in size. So this, I think you might have seen my, things are falling. Anyway, they're not as big as this. Things are falling where I have them. So I wanted to share with you. So this first page, I haven't done anything with the front. I haven't yet decided. But as I said, it was a space that I wanted to, I've got loads of bags of paper that I've painted, hand painted, other things, stencils and things like that. And I wanted to use them up. So here we go. And so this was one of the pages that I've done, and I had a while back cut out lots of words, so I wanted to do something with the words. So this says the main thing said good foundations, getting started, and then I put restore on here. I've used stencil and mark making. I've got a stamp here that I had made, just a few bits of mark making, and I'm not even sure that I've necessarily finished this page. I might decide, oh, I want to do some more mark making on there. Imagine peace fulfilled. And this particular image, was a cutout from a magazine, and then I changed her face. So the woman had a wrap on her, but I wanted to create my own face. And sometimes it's nice to use cutout magazines, because you get particular postures, or you may have particular materials that you want to mute, or you want to do something else with. And so I just added a lot of stenciling, and this has got quite a bit of collage on it. And so I was saying before, I hadn't done much collage. I haven't done collage for quite a while, and I've got all these papers, so why not use them? So that's these two pages, and they can be linked together, or they can be individual pages as they were. And some of the things have been stitched. Some of the papers have been stitched, or they're hand painted papers. Okay, so over to this particular page, again, just collaging. I collaged some tissue paper over this first, and then I added the image. And again, I had loads of these butterflies I had added glitter to, and they've just been sitting in my, I've got a box of where I keep all my words and some of my cut out shapes. And again, just, you know, a bit of mark making, some words that I wanted to convey on the page. And you know, I like the texture of the, you can see some of the brush strokes from the paints that I used. And I used paints that I hadn't used, gelatos. I hadn't used them for years, and so I wanted to bring them out. And then I've just gone round with some black ink and a water-soluble graphite pen. On this page, it's got loads of encouraging words. So I had printed out about 150 words, and it says I speak life. And this was really for you initially to speak over your life, you know, encouraging words: beautiful, hope, peace, tranquility, fantastic, talent, appreciation. And so again, I just had them sitting down. So I've added some washi tape around them. These are canvases that I had painted and then cut up. I was going to do something else with them, but so decided, why not just add them here? And some brads, they're just sitting there anyway, so why not make this page really nice? And your life can be beautiful, and with just a few things that you put together, you put them together in a way, and it can create a really lovely page. So over on to this page now. What I did was I've been creating some flower pigments, and I put them in my pestle and mortar here. And what I did was add alcohol. Initially I added water, but I found that the alcohol, you got more concentrated ink that you could then use on different things. And so I used it in here. Now when you add it to paper, it looks a lot bluer, but as it dries, it's dried to this kind of, it's a greeny, you know, dark greeny colour. So I wanted to see how it would be as a die, and I did this page as well. And what I wanted to do here was then combine it with other paints and see how it combines, how they combine. But I actually like it. I like the way it looks on the paper, and these again are gelatos that I've used, and so they seem like very similar consistency. And then I've added some marks and things on the page. And what I will probably do with these two pages, like I've started on this section here, is started to journal. So some of the pages, again, journaling is something I used to do every day for the last year, I think, since everything's happened, I've just not been able to express myself as much on paper, but have decided, have been doing it through my art. And here I just, it's just really a write-up of what I've been doing, because I realised that I've just been experimenting, creating these flower pigments, yet not kind of documenting it. And here, again, this page, I had tried it on fabric, and this is the colour. So the colour is a lot bluer. This is a darker, it's darker in pigment. And I have got some others. I will do a video. This is one of the things I was telling you, that I would do a video just talking about the dyes that I've created with the flower. So I did it on this piece of fabric, and I wanted to I've added stitch in here as well. So you can do whatever you want in your journal. I've added a tab. This is also from, it's got some of the dye on, and you can see the pigment from the flower, and you can see the difference. This is the same, let me come in for you. This is the same flower, but you get a very different effect on fabric, on paper, again depending on how long you've left it to like the alcohol to evaporate, so you'll get a stronger solution. This is the most recent one. I have a lot of, again, this is from 1 Corinthians, and it says, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it always perseveres, love never fails. And so I just wanted, this is a declaration of love, and almost like looking in a mirror. I mean, this particular figure was an artist trade. Oh, you can't even see. I'm sorry. It's come out again. I totally forgot about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the love, the declaration of love. Oh dear. Okay. And so this page, I just wanted to keep it simple, and this was an artist trading card. And what I did with this is, I hadn't finished it, and this is a wing, like a butterfly's wing, but I wanted to almost as if it's looking through the window. She's looking through a window, and I'm probably more than likely going to be adding journaling to these pages where I've left some empty space, and even here talk more about my experience with the flower pigments. And at some point I'll probably just have a separate journal with all the stuff that I do with plants in there. So that's, oh yeah, so that's another page. This is what I was working on recently. I've got these little shapes where it's like a little man, and it comes in a pack of 10. But I thought, that would be interesting, have a page where it's an actual figure. So I'm just experimenting, and then I've got the rest of the book to play with. So that is that, and let's get back. Okay, so what did you think? That feels, for me, it's just like, it's been really freeing just working on the pages, and I could spend all day just, playing. And it isn't about drawing things to a specific scale or size or look. It is about just messy play in some, in some instances, and just saying, oh, I wonder if. Now, do you have a space that you can do that? And if not, you need to create a space for yourself to do that, to do the what if. I mean, as I say, I create journals all the time, and I'm flinging, like flinging cards and things together, doing simple stitching, and just again playing in these things. But having it at this particular size, and I haven't done the cover. I don't need to do the cover until I'm ready. And it might be tomorrow I might decide, okay, rather than working on a page, I'll do um I'll do the cover or whatever. But it's about how you see yourself, how you're moving forward in your journey. And I know everybody's on different levels, experience different things, and see themselves in different ways. And I guess a lot of the words come from, for me, they come from my inner child sees things in a particular way, but the adult in me, who's all wise, all wise, and wants to nurture that child and to tell that child the things that perhaps that child never got to hear. So if you never got to hear how fantastic you are, you're loved, valued, cherished, and treasured, then I'm telling you that now, and I want you to just meditate on the words, and even do a journal spread, or however you want to express that, and just remind yourself from time to time. Again, it's not about vainness. Oh yeah, I've done it. Oh yeah, I'm so fantastic. It is. Do you know what? I am quite amazing, am I? Aren't I? I'm quite amazing. I am so fantastic. I'm amazed at the things that, without me having to think about, go on internally, that I'm sitting here and talking to you, or whoever you're talking to. So I want you to, the words are for you to meditate on and think about, or, it could be something that you're doing that's fantastic. Like, I think this journal is fantastic. It's not the best journal that I've made, but I'm having fun in it. I'm, again, just like pulling things together and thinking, oh, I wonder if I do this, and I wonder if I do that. And, you know, I'm drawing from, there's so many different parts of me. So I hope that you have found some nuggets there, and again, remember how fantastic you are, and come and join me in some of the other posts. You can check back in some of the Arts and Wellness Cafes and see some of the words that have been used. Brave was last week, kindness, so many words for you to speak into your life and for you to notice a difference. And they say, if you do something for a 30-day period, or 21 to 30 days, you form a habit, but you're also going to notice not only internal but external changes in your life. So look forward to having you continue on this journey with me, and leave your comment if there's anything that really sparked your kind of thoughts, that you just thought, oh yeah, that's an interesting thought, or whatever. Leave a comment, and if you've not subscribed and you're visiting here, visiting my channel and coming into my studio, please do think about subscribing, and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And I'm uploading new videos every week. So take care for now, and I'll see you soon.